Yo, welcome everyone to the latest installment of FIGANOMICS. Tonight, we've got Mickey Mouse in the house, aka the new short-haired bastard himself, Brent from Brent's Bricks.
Hey.
Joining us once again, I would say the resident Disney expert in the Lego community. We are talking about moments of the magic.
Hey guys.
Yeah. I, of course, am Sean the right way. I am a confessed Disney freak myself. And I just took a look at what was going on with Disney 100, and I said, we got to take a look at these figs because it is just bonkers. So that's the topic tonight, talking Figonomics, and we are so happy all of you have decided to join us this evening. Brent, how you doing? How's that hair settling in? I mean, are you enjoying the shortness of it still, or what's going on?
Yeah. It's funny because I go to get ready to take showers and I still reach for the hair. It's not back there, but it's nice because it's so much more convenient. Showers are so much faster. Today was super busy. Dropped one off at school, dropped one off at daycare, went and got a new license and tags, went and took a physical for work, did some other stuff.
Wow.
It's a busy day, man.
Brent told me
all before noon.
Yeah. A lot of it was before noon, yeah.
Yeah, Brent texted me this. I was like, I'm exhausted reading this. How did you go do all this today?
Yes.
Pretty incredible.
Got some stuff done. But yeah, no, the new hair is settling in nice.
Yeah.
Any power ballads coming out?
I don't know about that, but we'll see. What up, Robert? What up, chat?
We do have several members of the Girth Gang in tonight, guys. What is happening? Again, just to cover last week, we appreciate you guys riding with us. We were not able to make it last week, but we're here now, and that might happen on occasion. Programming note: we are heading into the holidays, and the idiots over at ACOB decided to have a Thursday show. So,
Tuesday? You talking about?
No, I'm saying, our main show is Thursday and Tuesday.
Right.
But of course, Thanksgiving falls on that. I haven't even looked to see when Christmas or New Year's or any of that falls. So, guys, stick with us as we get into holidays. There is, travel and family and stuff like that. But, maybe we can move things around. Just, stay tuned to Insta if you're not following us already. Brickheads Pod over on Instagram, and we'll make community posts here too on YouTube too if we have got to do a little switcheroony on the times or days heading into holiday season. I'm excited, Joe, to get into this. I think when I thought to kind of switch it up a little, again, we've been doing a lot of Star Wars stuff, and we always will do a lot of Star Wars stuff, but when I was looking to switch it up, I was like, what's something that's kind of out of left field that's really popping? And my original thought was, Disney's had a pretty good year. It's been pretty good. Even if you're not into the theme, you got to at least, especially figure diehards have got to be going, I don't know, man, the quality on some of this is insane. And look at this. And then I took a look for myself, Joe, and my mind was absolutely blown that all of this has happened in 23. I'm going to put this out there to the Girth Gang. I'm going to put it out to you guys too, but has there been a better year for a theme in minifigures than what we're experiencing right now with Disney 100? Now, we don't have the benefit of sitting there and maybe going through every Star Wars wave ever. I'm sure somebody out there is going to say, I don't know, man, 2013 Star Wars kicks the hell out of this. And it might be true. But as far as immediately springing to mind, and by the way, that was just an example. I don't know if that's factually true, which it's all opinions anyway. Joe, can you think of anything that's had, and I know you're going to be biased too, but can you think of anything that's been this crazy in 1 year to get this many glorious figs?
Not that I can really think of. I mean, these figures are ones that Disney people have been craving to get.
Life
Like,
bricks.
I mean,
Possibly.
yeah. Animal Crossing. Yes.
Go ahead, Joe. You were saying?
But yeah, these figures are just amazing. And I mean, there's one figure in general that, you know, takes the cake when it comes to a Disney person, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and
we'll get to it.
So
we'll get to it. We'll
Yeah,
get to the little
exactly.
tease.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's something that happened that I don't think a lot of people, I don't even know if I've told Brent this or said it on the air. I may have, but there's something that happened this year that's like never happened or rarely happens. And we're definitely going to be covering that figure as one of the figures we're going to feature this week. Brent, your thoughts? I mean, you're into figs too. I mean, you even like just plain Jane CMF. So, I mean, you're a good guy to ask. Have you seen this much heat from one theme in a year, at least recently?
There's a lot, and not only it's a lot of heat with a lot of good figs, but they're coming in good sets too. I mean, they're definitely not shorting, like they're not selling us short with the Disney 100 wave. I mean, we've got a whole new Disney castle. We've got unique figs that maybe, I think I know what you guys are talking about, but we'll save it. We'll save the talk for when we get there. But there's been some figs I definitely didn't see coming. I think the CMF is amazing. We'll get into that a little bit. We got an exclusive figure in a freaking gift with purchase. Come on, Star Wars, let's bring that back now. But you know, we got an exclusive fig in there. It's been a good year for Disney. Has it been more to keep up with than you thought, Sean? Because I think Sean knew from the absolute get-go, as soon as they announced Disney 100. You too, I'm sure. Moments like has to try and at least get the whole wave. I'm coming close, but you know, it's a lot of heat, a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough, and you know, I've heard it from my significant other.
Settle down.
What are we gonna do with all these sets?
Joe saying most themes this year got great figures. I agree. I think the fig game has been fantastic. I'm just saying, if you include volume, though, Matt, the volume of figures, Matt, like it's a lot. I mean, again, Star Wars always comes with volume. They got a lot of sets, you know, top selling theme, all that. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, and granted, again, did I sit there and stop and look at every other year of figures in a theme? No, but like nothing's like jumping out. I was just like, again, because it got a CMF, because you know, you're already getting a head start of 16 figures right there, and then you know, you combine that with just the ferocious amount of volume when the Disney engine gets behind something like a 100 celebration. It's pretty bonkers. So we're gonna get into that, Brent. But before we do, you know, we got to feed the ducks a little bit real quick. Welcome everyone from the Girth Gang into the chat.
Do we do that on this show?
Yeah, sure. Real quick. I mean, it feels so good with that hair too. Do it quickly. How about that?
With that hair, we'll do it real quick. What up, Derek? Pre-play gang checking in real early. What up, Chris B? We got Max, a different Max, not our Max, but Max Briggs. Heater stream incoming. Pre-play gang. What up, pre-play gang?
Hold it down. Pre-play gang.
Padawan, man. What more can I say about Padawan? Going hard with the boxes of boys.
So hard. So very hard.
I know, it's like daily box of boys content over there.
Unbelievable.
Love to see
At least somebody's doing something with box of boys.
Shreddy, what up, Shreddy? We got Cool Han Luke Briggs. We got Bluke Milk Lover. Like the name right there. We got moments in the chat. In the early pre-play game, got Brickman USA. Tyler was here early. He was hanging out. We got Dave Bricks, channel member, special shout out. We got Mayo dropping that Girth Gang. We got Kirk Below Productions. Kirk Boyo, is that an L? I don't know. I can't see.
Kerboyo. I said it right last week. I don't know if I can do it again.
Joseph, Tiger, Cooper.
Box of Tubes.
Box of Tubes. J Bob, what's good? Secret Squirrel, what's good? Gage, what's good? You guys are looking nice tonight on Tuesday too.
Wow, Brent's
Showing
really
up for
getting into this music. He's
showing up for
attracted to these people.
FIGANOMICS. It's a Disney
Yeah.
night, J Bob says. Matt, what's good? Parkdale Playboy, what's good? We got Clever Pig, what's up?
Clever girl.
We got Contra Bricks, what's good, Contra? We got Robert, what's good, Robert? Yeah. We're feeding ducks.
Here, let me give you a
calling
little.
out the chat.
What's that?
I'm throwing some bread. You know what I mean?
A little bit of bread, never hurt. Nobody wants the crust anyway.
Eat stale bread, man. Nobody cares, you know?
What up? Bricks Journeys. Did Amanda change her name?
Yeah,
This
she's
is a name
channel
change?
member
Is it a name
Amanda. Yeah, I think we're doing
Is it-
Bricks Journeys. Yeah.
It's a little name change. What
I
up?
like the little change up. I love the
Nixon
teal too.
Bricks.
Good job.
Teach, channel member. What up, Teach? I think I got just about everybody. Rune, what's
Cool.
good? Oaktown, what's up?
All right, boys. Remember, this is it's kind of a little bit of a speed show, if you will. So
Yeah.
what's up, Porter? We're gonna get right
Porter.
into this. Here we go, guys. Disney 100, and I wanted to start off with the said CMF series. Brent's representing immediately. Fig in hand. What's going on with the hair?
I don't remember him having hair.
But I like that. Did you know that Lego is customizable? Yeah.
Yeah, the CMFs. I have all these, actually.
There you go.
Luckily.
And so this is kind of just a title card here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say this now. Most of these figs will not be on this list because most of them are or were, and they still are in a lot of ways, easily accessible. There's a couple of standouts that did make the list for different reasons under our different sort of categories, but I just did want to shout out this CMF wave. I think it was and is legendary in a lot of ways. Did we get everything we wanted, Joe? No. Did we get enough though of what we needed?
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, just
18 figs. That's like unheard of,
it's a murderer's row of who's who. You got old and new. Would we have liked to see some Pixar up in there? Sure, but maybe they'll just do a Pixar.
Ooh, a whole Pixar CMF.
CMF that would crank. But overall, again, for what Disney 100 is all about, celebrating the 100 years of Disney and its iconic characters, even people who hate Disney, hate CMFs, they cannot possibly deny that this wasn't just a banger of a wave. So this is kind of a honorable mensch, if you will. This isn't, the standard format, but I had to call these out because they're just, I think it's an incredible lineup here. All right. And speaking of breaking tradition, 4 shows in, we are going to go ahead and break the tradition of figure of the week or fig of the week. And I'm going to do figs of the week, Brent, because quite frankly, and Joe, I could not decide amongst this glorious batch of villains. When we had our Sith episode a few weeks back, Ryan and I talked extensively about the fact that villains are just more fun. And, you're going to get probably better designs, cooler looking characters, whatever. It appeals to adults more, maybe. Not sure what it is, but there's something in that magic mix about villains. And villains, shit, Joe, in general with Disney sells really well too, right? So it's no surprise that these are kind of taken off. And so, look, these figures, depending on where you look, I put blended because the market kind of jumps all over the place. But I would say in general, these are all going currently for around $20 to $30. And when you multiply that by 4, you've already paid for your set. These have really jumped out. There's a couple of rookies here. I believe we've gotten a Maleficent before, Joe, but not in this design. So this is unique. It's a unique design. We have gotten a Maleficent before. This is the first Genie Jafar, obviously. The first and only Gaston. And then same with Evil Witch, which you can pair with some figs that are coming up later. You know what I mean? Yeah. And again, when I say this stuff, I'm talking about minifigures and not mini dolls. I should have said at the beginning, we're not talking mini dolls. When I say these are firsts, I'm saying figures, not dolls. Joe, your thoughts on this villain set? Have you wrangled this one yet? What do you think about it?
Yeah. As soon as this one came out, I had to have it. Even though it's so just it's a dust collector of a set. I had to have it for Gaston and Genie Jafar. Those were the two figs that I was just like, man, I got to have that in my collection.
Yeah, no doubt. Brent, your thoughts? I mean, I don't expect you to haul off and buy a $130 set to something you're mildly interested in, but I'm sure on a deal you'd pick this bad boy up.
Yeah, I definitely want this, and I have the Walt Disney camera, so I feel like this set almost goes hand in hand.
Oh, same shelf,
I
dude.
would say
same shelf, brother.
Yeah. So I definitely want to get this one. I mean,
shout out to Cooper real quick.
This ain't Dollonomics.
It ain't Dollonomics. FIGANOMICS. Shout out.
That's hilarious.
Well done, Coop. Well done, Coop.
That is a great call out. I mean, most of these Disney 100 sets, I definitely want. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple that'll slip through the cracks, but yeah, this one's coming home at some point. I mean, and I don't even think 130 is bad for the whole set, considering these figs are definitely. I don't think these are going to be in anything else. I mean, sure, Maleficent, maybe a different version is definitely going to appear in other stuff, but the other three, man, I can't believe this was the first Gaston. I mean, like.
Yeah,
I feel like
Gaston was.
You would think that he would have popped up somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just hoping, and I think Joe is too. It's a sign of things to come because Brent, this is the first significant character from Beauty and the Beast. We do not have Belle, Beauty, or the Beast yet. So, if they put out a Gaston, they're gonna have to release those. I mean,
Beast,
that's
big fig.
Oh man,
gotta be a big fig.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that.
Beast, big fig. Oh, that'd be enough to make me want to just.
Calvin W. Same shelf, brother. Yeah.
Same shelf, brother.
Yeah. No, I think this would pair nicely with the camera. In fact, I'm going to do that, Brent. I'm going to steal that from you.
Yeah. I tried, but the camera with the 100 on the top, it won't fit on the shelf. So,
oof.
Yeah.
Get some new shelves, brother. No.
Yeah.
Get some new shelves, brother.
We'll do a Hulk Hogan tribute tonight. Hey, brother. Shelves got problems.
Now
brother.
You listen here.
What you gonna do? All right.
What you gonna do?
Yeah. So I'm
gets a new shelf for the Disney 100 camera. Sorry.
No, that's good. You're good. No, I mean it was 3 out of 10 impression. It was fine. All right.
3 out of 10.
So look, for me, I think, for all the reasons we've kind of collectively outlined here, I just think, I don't know. These just have like really great curb appeal, like on the side of the box or when you're looking at, I mean, that Jafar really pops this collection of figs off. And then you start kind of diving deeper. And my cute little PowerPoint here really doesn't do the evil witch justice. It's not just a flat black, on her dress. There's some nice design on that as well. Obviously you can see the hair kind of overflowing there. Gaston dual molded. Love that he has his gold gloves, Joe. I think I just kind of realized that looking at this even harder today. The cheese smile, he's such a scumbag. And Maleficent, I mean, dude, I'll buy every Maleficent they ever put out. The character design of Maleficent, period, is just inherently a heater. Dope. And I just love the color scheme on this one, especially.
Yeah, they brought out a lot more of that purple on this set from the original one. So, yeah.
OH. Brutus. Sorry.
Cool. Any other thoughts on figs of the week? I guess you guys could see why it was kind of hard to decide. I was just gonna pick like Genie, Jafar, or Gaston, and when I couldn't, I was like, well, if I'm gonna do a tie, I mean, they're all friggin' heaters. So Yeah. So it's like I kind of had to do that. So, and it's our show. We can pick things like our figs of the week, and so that's what I did.
Yeah, tweak stuff every now and
If
again.
you want to have a Disney 100 figs of the week, just do a little stream on it.
Well, I mean, we firsthand. I mean, even moments came through saying that the set, the figs really pulled him to the set, and I think says something about figs when they can convince somebody to spend 130. But I mean, the set itself is awesome, but
set sellers,
great figs. Maybe other themes should learn something from Disney this year.
There you go. All right, this one was a bit of a surprise on the volume side of things. So in our volume category, it's figures that are selling through quickly. Doesn't necessarily mean they're the most valuable or anything like that. Which I was a little surprised that Moana was, but also that's great for everybody. Moana's $7 to $8, maybe 10, with a little bit of shipping, something like that. She was found in the Joe. What's the actual set name? The Celebration Train,
Celebration Train, yeah.
Yeah. So the Disney 100. It's a 4+ set. The Celebration Train. I know for a lot of us Disney heads, we were kind of looking at the lineup, and this one immediately jumped out. And I think I'm not surprised why this one is moving. Probably the most volume of individual. One of the figures that's moving the most volume, we actually have another volume figure tonight, is Moana. We talked about big figs earlier. There is a Maui big fig that came with a mini doll Moana set previously. I think everybody's been waiting, if you're into that sort of thing, for a proper Moana minifig. And Joe, I know as soon as I build that set, the Moana raft with the mini doll, this is obviously going to be replacing that mini doll along with Maui. But yeah, I think it also speaks to. I knew Moana was still up there in popularity, but I guess I was a little surprised to see the kind of volume. And if you go to Bricklink's most wanted figures list from Disney, this is the #1 most wanted.
Oh, really?
Figure on most lists. Yes.
Wow.
So it's pretty interesting. Brent, your thoughts on Moana as a high volume? I mean, staple character gets her rookie minifig. Makes sense.
Yeah. So you mentioned the raft, and I did just a quick little search. On little how we like to do the Amazon recently bought stuff. 3,000 people in the last month have picked up that raft. It'd be interesting to see how many people got the boat. I have, or not the boat, but the float. That's what just came in, right? The float.
It was part of the train, the Celebration train.
Yeah.
But it is a float on the train. Yeah, you're not wrong.
And so I do have that picked up. I've looked at that raft a few times. It's a good point, Sean. Definitely a good one to add to that. But yeah, I just think it's always gonna draw attention when it's a predominantly mini doll fig, and it's finally in normal form. Yeah, solid fig, man. I mean, I actually haven't seen Moana. I know, guys, don't come at me with pitchforks. I know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, serious question. Girth Gang, Brent's fate is in your hands. Vote 1 that we ban him until he watches Moana. Vote 2 if we ban him for life. 1 temporary ban. 2
drastic.
No, you got to, dude. You just sit down with the kiddos and
I mean, like the kids have been watching it like as I've been going through the house to it, but I haven't like watched it. I know it's good. I'm seeing some ones in the chat.
Yeah, you got to leave. All right, dude. So for Brent's bricks.
See you guys. I'm gonna go watch Moana.
Right. So everybody say no ban. Actually, and you know what? 2, he wants you permanently banned if you watch Moana and Clone Wars.
Oof.
No, but seriously, this is what makes this fun, I think. And by the way, I'm going to branch out into stuff that I'm not super duper knowledgeable on, and we're all here to learn. We've said that. I hope, those of you that are in the Girth Gang in the chat there, I know a lot of you are here because you like watching our stuff, and you might not necessarily be into Disney or Disney 100s themed stuff, but I feel like that's what makes this fun is we can all kind of pick up little nugs, and and that way, if you ever see a deal on something, you're like, hey, let me grab a couple of those or whatever, so
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, like, we'll probably do a Ninjago show at some point.
Say what?
TJ, if you're out there still,
Yeah,
TJ, we're gonna need you for that.
TJ, we're gonna need you for a Figanomics. So I know that'll make
it's
a lot of the chat
mandatory showing. You must be there.
That'll make the chat very happy. So I appreciate you guys hanging with us. Joe, any thoughts on Moana before we move along?
I mean, she's a solid character or minifigure in the celebration train, and also the Tinkerbell is the in the celebration train got the new set of wings, so
makes her unique.
Yeah. So,
TJ's in.
Let's go.
And for a lot of folks, funny note on that set, just that set in general is kind of a heater. It's on sale right now. I want to say it's like 32, Joe. So I might be, I don't know, might pick up another just, for the stash. But that was the first way to get Tinkerbell at a reasonable price. I think she's also going to be in that. She's also in that Peter Pan set. So now it's kind of like, the bloom is off the rose. But remember, Tink was, I want to say, 80, 100 from the original Disney castle. So this made Tinkerbell pretty accessible in this set she comes with. Also worth noting in this set is there is a Mickey that I don't think will be made again. It's an original Mickey in his conductor outfit for, sort of driving the train around. So if you are a Mickey completionist, I don't know. This set, I know 4+ sets aren't everyone's jam, and I know the prices.
You get it for the figs.
But you get it for the figs. And now once it's 32, possibly lower, tune into our friend Stud City and, Wolf of Bricks and all those guys. Even if you're not into investing, which, we're not big investors. We just like talking about prices and stuff. And as you guys know, it's not financial advice. But if you think you'd want this, Q4 right now, look for a dealio on it, So
and with getting a second or even a third set, you can make those trains. You can make mocks of those trains for other Disney characters and just continue that train.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, I definitely have thought about that, Joe. That might be like my first true mocking experience.
Little Buzz Lightyear one.
Well, because Joe, I also have the Tron cycles. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
The little Tronny poo. It'd be fun.
Yep.
You could do you could do one like a Coco one and make it like put a bunch of colorful flowers on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Do anything. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Pocahontas. You can do the whole Disney 100 CMF series.
You could do a Baymax float, but it's just like a giant red like hoverboard.
By the way, a guy did do that video, Joe. He made a long ass train and put the whole CMF series on there. I just watched it. Yeah, you should check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he actually, no, I'm sorry. He didn't put it on the floats. He put them all on the Disney train, but he bought and from Bricklink, like, I want to say another 3 or 6 train cars, which must have been friggin' expensive.
Oh yeah.
To do that with. So yeah. All right. Moving on volume. Joe, I'm gonna have you explain this one because I get Stitch. I've always thought he was all right. Now he came out when I was a little older, and I am old currently.
Stitch.
There you go. There you go, Stormtrooper Stitch. But guys, I also recognize that Stitch is incredibly popular, and Brent, as a major feeler of bags, you knew that. In fact, I had to enlist Brent to help me find a Stitch. Stitch was definitely the toughie out of the CMF series.
Easy.
Despite this not being a rookie, he's already had figures. I guess, this costume is definitely unique. I don't think it'll be made again, yada, yada. Joe, what makes Stitch such a big deal to people? Because I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. I think he's like mid at best.
I'm kind of like you, where he's just kind of like, but I guess
Here comes the hate.
Just that unique, that unique character that everyone's like, oh, he's so cute. I'm like, well, he's okay. He's just all right. There's definitely other characters out there that are top tier, but I mean, he's just all right. He's not an A tier character for me. So I don't know. I don't know why there's so many people that are like Stitch crazy.
Yeah, and I support it, but I'm with you. I'm like,
yeah.
Shout out to Max, who has like an army of Stitches.
Nice. Those feeling fingers. Grogu is cuter. Ayo. Nice, Prince of Peace. Yeah. All right. So Brent, you're kind of shaking your head a little. You a big Stitch guy? I mean, you won't watch
Stitch.
Moana. All right. Why do you love Stitch? Because he's just so sassy. What is the deal with Stitch?
Stitch was came out at a good time for me. I was probably like 9 or something. Stitch was the first movie that I've talked about this a long time ago on this podcast, but Stitch was the first movie that I can remember that brought a tear to my eye. So, got some good memories there.
And if you guys want to see where he said that, watch all our episodes.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Replay gang. Find it.
Or clip it.
I cried. I cried.
No, I think and shout out to Macro for hooking me up at Brickworld with Disney CMF 1, which came with the Stitch, but it was more so
Later,
just a regular Stitch. Later, Teej. Shout out to Teej for being a member for 3 months. Be on the lookout for a Ninjago FIGANOMICS episode. But no, I think this one, especially compared to like just the regular Stitch we got, this one's just a heater, man.
That's
a hot take, Matt, but I respect it.
I love the enthusiasm. That's what's so great about it. By the way, I'm not going to flame him for that because Joe, he's not the first guy to say that. A lot of people.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Stitch is their main dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no,
I'm not surprised by this, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not surprised that Stitch is sort of one of the higher volume figs. And again, volume doesn't necessarily mean price. Here's one little stat for you boys. Most of these figs, except for Stitch a little bit, are around 6 and change as far as if you were to buy them. And I think that's just, they got to make a couple cents on the fig. Mm-hmm. And if you want to choose one, it's fair that you pay a little bit of a premium. I guess I was surprised when I was looking through the current values of the CMF series that they're all in that kind of 5 to 6 or 5 to 8 range. With most of them
CMFs,
but usually there's something that jumps out, and I think that probably is going to happen post-retirement. I mean, there are no army builders in this, Brent, obviously. I mean,
Stitch is an army builder.
Here we go. But I mean like a true blue
look at him.
Bona fide army builder.
Just look at him. He has 4 arms. If you have 2 Stitches, you have 8 arms. So
but why would you have 2 why would you want 2 Stitches?
Because he can clone himself like Snoke, and he's awesome.
Seeing what's going on, Rich. Yeah,
double arm printing though. Yeah. Another thing I love about this Stitch though, in comparison to the one that was in the first CMF series, is the squinty eyes. So we do get a little bit different of a mold for the head too.
Yeah.
It's just a solid fig, and I think it's just the double arms it's just cool, man. Like just different ways he can hold the freaking ray guns, man. It's awesome.
Speaking of which, Brent, you got to send me mine still, I think.
I know. I got it over. I'm looking at it over there in a bag.
It's my fault. I left it. It was Joe. It was
and I have your Apple Watch charger.
Okay.
It was at Brickworld. I went to Brent's house first, and we did some shopping, and then we left there and went to Chicago. So I left it.
Gotcha.
It made it to Chicago.
Oh,
it was like amongst the couple random things you left in the room.
Stitch is one of those figs you won't be able to find until you stop looking for them. True, or you can bring Brent with you, who's a really good bag molester, and he will find it. Hey, Rich, you too, bud. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for coming by. Love me some Rich. If you guys aren't subbed, make sure you go check out Brick Scene, Rich.
Dude,
not only makes great stuff, but he's a great dude, most importantly. Go ahead.
Shout out to Hive stream or Rant stream the other night where it was like just a great chat. It was like me, it was Sean, Rich was in there.
Yeah,
it's just a good chat. I think Macro.
You called that out too. You're like, this is a real solid group of guys.
Yeah, man. It's like solid group of boys.
There you go.
No, this is a great guys. It's one of my favorites of the series. It's not my favorite of the whole series.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted. I think maybe I have one that I like more, but
say it because a lot of people are in the chat. What is your favorite fig from the CMF series? We'll start with Joe.
I'd have to say Ernesto.
Yeah,
Ernesto. Even though he's just black and white, he's a solid figure.
Dude, look at those arms too, bruh. And in hand, it's even better. He's glittery and sparkly.
He's
I'm tired.
Glittering.
I'm sorry, guys. Like stumbly wumbly tonight.
Printing everywhere. Like it's
dude.
The hair hat combo.
That hat, like just the hat sells the whole entire thing. Like, you know, I'm surprised that figure isn't worth more right now on Bricklink or even whatnot.
Yeah, you know,
it's the best fig.
It's interesting, and I think right now with the series, you know, kind of half in and half off shelves, you know, depending on where you go. Alicia, shout out to Alicia. She just scooped 25 of, you know, what she's calling like the most valuable or most sought after figs in there. Shout out to her for still finding them in the wild. I know you can get the 6-packs and all that, but I guess what I'm trying to say, Joe, is when this is retired, be good to revisit this because that's when rubber really meets the road, and we're going to see like which guys jump and which ones kind of stay in that middle of the road pack.
Yeah,
that's an interesting thing. And eventually, I think, you know, we'll probably do a CMF Figanomics episode. But that's kind of the interesting thing with CMFs. Like they're all the same cost when they come out. They're all pretty available.
Prince John's a heater, but a lot of people don't know him and like him because he's kind of old school. He outdates even me. I love Prince John, man. I think that's a sick fig. There's so many of them. We could do the whole hour on the CMFs, but there's just too much heat out there, boys.
Too much. Too much.
All right.
Speaking of too much heat,
what do we got? Oh. Boom. So, guys, I had to do it again. Broke the rules. All right. So these figs are definitely rising even from release. The set isn't even retired. Of course, I've categorized it as the Disney Castle couples. They decided to, you know, in lieu of Mickey and his friends that came out with the first Disney Castle, give us a lot of figs and a lot of characters that people have wanted for quite a long time. And I actually had to pull this up for you guys because it's pretty crazy. In descending order, here's the value of some of these currently. And again, this set is not even retired yet. Rapunzel, for those of you that don't know, is the gal holding the paintbrush and the palette here. She's going for around $65 on the regular.
Whoa.
Why? Because Rapunzel is very popular, and she's only had mini dolls so far. So she's kind of the leader there. Snow White, unsurprisingly, doesn't get much bigger than Snow White for a lot of folks. She's around like $52, and that's the gal on the top left for those of you unfamiliar. Then we got Prince Charming, who, you know, is after Cinderella, and he's got the, you know, cute little shoe and all that stuff going on. He's about $40. Got Prince Florian, who's with Snow White. He's around 40 as well. Flynn Rider is 31.
That's Eugene Fitzherbert.
That's right. That's his real name, Eugene. And Prince Naveen around $31. So Flynn Rider's on the bottom right, and then Prince Naveen is the gentleman in green next to Tiana. He's 32. So, and then kind of on the bottom of the pile here is Cinderella, and she's about $26. I have excluded Tiana because Tiana
Mm-hmm.
was part of the CMFs, so she's more in that $6 range. But I guess the point is, these things have been on the rise since the set released, which makes sense. You crack it open, they're sold the first time, and then if that person decides to sell them again, yada yada. And these aren't really. I talked to some of my Whatnot boys, and they're not really being sold a lot because people don't want to break this kind of thing up. So it's interesting. We'll have to see what happens with these. Joe, any standouts in these for you?
Rapunzel and Flynn Rider are definitely going to be the two most sought after, especially probably after next year when the rumored set is supposed to be coming out for Snow White.
Yeah.
They're really going to be the whole reason why I want to purchase the new castle and put it right there. Just because those figures, like, you can't get them anywhere else. Like, and I'm going to need to get Flynn Rider. Like,
so is this 7 exclusive figs with that castle besides Tiana?
Yes.
Yep. Wow. Now, here's the biggest point I want to make about all these. Again, even if you're not super interested in all this going on, there's something really interesting happening here, and it's not the big thing. That's the last thing. We told you there's something crazy to happen. But, Joe, do you realize, like, this might be, not ever, because you can't say that, but this might be one of folks' shots to get a lot of these characters in minifigure form, because the next time you will see a Snow White, as you've seen previous, or Rapunzel, as you've seen previous, is in mini doll form. They aren't really making a lot of sets with a lot of these characters in them that aren't in that sort of princessy mini doll world, which you're squarely in. You got your you got your little girl and your friend's city and your princess stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I know you prefer minifigs as well. So I just I don't know when we're going to get, Prince Naveen, maybe because they're going to make a big push, with the whole Splash retrofit and all that stuff. We might see some stuff from then. But if there's not a movie coming out with some of these guys, I guess my point is, even if there is a movie coming out with some of these guys, if there's sequels planned or live action planned, you're not going to get minifigs of them. And if you do, they'll be live action or they'll be mini dolls. So like this, I think that's kind of driving this too. It's a really unique circumstance. A lot of these guys.
Definitely. It definitely is something that, when the new castle set came out and everyone was so surprised that it was going to be a redo of, the Cinderella castle, and then they saw these figures, then they changed their tune on it and were like, oh yes, I definitely need to get this set because of these figures. So yeah, these figures definitely sell that set for sure.
Yeah. And Eric brings up a good point. What about the small parts? Great call out. You can kind of see some of their accessories there. I really didn't delve into that, but Eric, shout out to Eric, channel member. You make a fantastic point. I don't know if the glass slipper has been in something else, I don't
think it was in
the glass slipper's been in something else. I just
in the cast.
I'm just saying it as an example,
yeah.
I think Flynn's satchel was definitely in a CMF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Snow White's sort of picture here has been in something. It probably has, but I'm sure there are some unique accessories. Certainly in the CMFs, there's a butt ton of them. Shreddy, Rapunzel, and Flynn are heaters. Absolutely. For me, my favorite growing up, because I just thought she was pretty when I was a little Sean the right way. Snow White, man, always been my girl. So like
Sean the small way.
Yeah, Sean the small way.
Sean the young way.
And then here comes Scene. He just got the new one. Now he needs to fix in the first one. That's right, baby. It's like Lay's, man. Can't have just one. Got to get them all now. Welcome to addiction. Let's see.
That's the new T-shirt.
Yeah. I had the damn wrong title up there. Sorry, guys. This was on the rise. All right. And then the final one. and then we'll do an overview as well. But the final one, as far as like making the charts for Figanomics this week, which I think is the hottest prospect out of all these, with the most upside potentially. And that is the man himself.
Yeah, I knew it.
Walter Elias Disney. Walt Disney.
Elias? That's really his middle name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we laughing about this?
See, I know people are serious.
Hey guys, we're gonna have to ban Brent for real this time. So,
well, like you ever hear like Skip Bayless or like Stephen A. Like if they say Michael Jeffrey Jordan, oh, they are not kidding around. If they throw a Jeffrey in there, dude, you know they're not kidding.
So I went with Walt Disney because I like a lot of what I'm seeing. He's in $100 set. He's you get him for around 14. If you go on Bricklink and go international, I think Joe just picked up a bunch of them today. I've already picked up 5 myself. You can get them internationally for like $10. Yeah, here's the deal. Walt Disney, as far as figures, they never made any merch of Walt. Now you'd see them on like a t-shirt, on a poster or something like that, but they really have not monetized Walt himself. Would you say, Joe? Is this pretty recent phenomenon? Yeah.
This is one and done.
Yeah. So Funko, I think, was the first, and I want to say like 2019 they made a Funko, and they've since made a couple Funkos of Walt, but he's just not a guy that's made into figure form, hardly ever. So this is the first sort of wide release of an articulated Walt figure that I'm aware of, because Funkos only do one thing, whatever the pose is. So if you've ever wanted to play with Walt,
their heads bobble.
This is a great way to do it. And I think that, given the price, I get that, he's not the sort of sexiest figure and he doesn't have all the printing and all the, accoutrement, but I just think it's so rad that they made a Walt Disney figure. And I don't know that sort of people that aren't into this realize what a unicorn this is. Yeah. So Brent, are you aware that you had like one of the only like Walt Disney figs ever?
I mean, I definitely knew it was going to be something that probably wasn't going to be probably wasn't going to happen again. Similar to like, there was a George Lucas fig, some con exclusive or something, right? But like this is equivalent. I mean, I would imagine that if Lego did a George Lucas fig in a set, it would be kind of a similar thing. It would be something talked about on the show. But yeah, that's Thursday. That's Thursday.
Hey, but listen, I mean, throw them up. Did you boys order boxes of boys today? I mean, let us know in the chat.
Oh man,
there's a Prime Day special. Brett did grab himself a box of boys today.
I got. Yes. When was this? Wasn't today?
You got 3
yesterday.
Save it for the show. We'll save it for Thursday. We'll tease.
Several boxes.
Let's just say his figs were a little cold. You know what I mean? His figs are a little frosty. George Lucas wasn't even a config; it was a prototype. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if something's happened. Moments with the sort of Disney family where they're unlocking the rights to his likeness or what. Quite frankly, I don't care. I'm just glad that we have a Walt in fig form. And of course, this could open floodgates. We could get, an older Walt, a younger Walt, a Walt maybe being a train conductor. We've all seen a lot of these. Cool. I would take any of them, but just wanted to point that out. I think, you'll do well if you want to grab one of these, or certainly get one before the price spikes, because I think once people kind of catch up to what's going on that only real sort of Disney nerds know, and maybe even collectibles nerds know, it's just a really awesome, iconic figure. Again, not the most.
I went
brilliant.
FPJ. I went full price Jones on the set. I mean,
oh yeah.
I got 2. I got 2 of these sets.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige's coming next. Smoking fig.
See, come on, a George Lucas. That'd be
A must-have for Diz Nuts. I thought they were making a D's Nuts jokes, but we're good.
Can you imagine if instead of a George Lucas,
Shout
they
out the
made like
Hive. Yeah, a lot of people have pointed that out. Eric pointed it out
yeah,
too.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Great printed tile, and I've also seen that the black pen is an exclusive too. So they really hooked Walt up here, and I think.
Wow.
And by the way, you notice he didn't come out in some scrub set. I do have that camera's somewhere in my top 10 sets of the year, no doubt.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get into, Bambi. I just thought about this. Yeah. I mean, I think the Steamboat figs, they are slightly different, Joe, but I mean, we've seen those, 3 times? We might even see them again.
Exactly. Yep. We've gotten enough black and white Mickey Mouse that
it's not worth mentioning here.
See it for a while. Yeah.
But
at this point, they're $5 figs.
But for those who weren't around, maybe whatever it was 3 years ago when Steamboat Willie came out, or 4 years ago, whatever it was for the CMF Series 2, great chance to get those black and white figs. They're close enough. And you're getting Bambi and Dumbo too, which is like people have been wanting those, in fig form as well. So I should have looked those up. I wonder what's going on with those. Oh, here we go. See, Chess knows where I'm headed. Thank you, Chess. So he's 10. Again, guys, I usually look at like US for this stuff, by the way. So if you guys want to pay like crazy international shipping, you can. Or see what that is. Sometimes it's not crazy. Dumbo is 11 and Bambi is 12.75. So yeah, this is one of those ones where I think in time, definitely the figs would pay for the set. Though I don't know why you'd want the camera without him in there, but
Could you imagine? Really quick tangent, 30 seconds, not even. A gift with purchase that came with a George minifig. I mean, come on. 25th anniversary next year. GWP,
well, speaking
George Lucas.
Speaking of GWP, that minifig or that Mickey fig that's in the GWP, which Brent has right there. Yep, I think he's like 16 or so. So
which probably fluctuated because this GWP came back out.
Yeah. I think he was low 20s, and then that happened. But yeah, so again, if you're looking at this, Nick and Bricks, I feel like a lot of us are kidding ourselves when we say we're buying multiples of a set to invest. Reselling isn't easy, and we're just justifying our addiction. I would say that, except I have a really good track record of that not being the case for me. I think for some people, absolutely. And I don't go heavy. Like I said, I'll typically buy 2 of something if I have a really good feeling on it. Sometimes 3 because I want to have, and this is when I really, 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 and it's rare, but it's like I got to have one to open. I want one on ice for myself, and then I want to have one because I think I can offload it later. For me personally, I just look to subsidize this addiction a little bit, but that's not for everyone. And he says that with humor. No, I'm with you, but I mean, it's a great subject. I'm glad you brought it up because I do see people sort of hoarding a lot of sets and they don't know the first thing about reselling. So, or the tax implications or all that stuff. But, to each their own, I would say on that. I definitely don't do it with a lot of sets though. But this one, like, there's no way this set's not going to do all right in the future.
No,
there's just ones
Well, just think about not only the figs. I know this is Figanomics, guys, but if we had a there's been some talk about like exclusively printed parts. I don't know if we'd ever have a parts show, but just the film strip in this set alone is crazy. Yeah. And that's never going to be reused in anything else. Like that piece is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's so much going on with that set. So in a perfect world would be keep one on ice and have an open built boy. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that he called it a boy. Shout out to Chess.
Open built boy.
Me an open built boy. Yeah. All right. So we do have a little bit of time. We'll leave it open to the Girth Gang for chat. But yeah, these are sort of some of the standout figs from Disney 100. Again, a deep, literal sea of figs. And speaking of sea, as we were coming on air, Joe and I were reminding ourselves that there's just some scorchers in that Little Mermaid set that absolutely nobody wants. I think if that set gets down to like $100, I'll pick it up for the culture. but I can't pay 160. Well, yeah, there's just, there's a lot of really great figs. In particular, that Triton is awesome. He's already 30 something, I think. Like, I don't want to. The reason I bring a lot of this up, guys, is if I can get all of them and get the set for the cost of the figs, I'm going to do that 10 out of 10 times. And if I'm interested in the majority of the figs in the set, I'm going to get the set. It's just not necessarily at 160, like for that mermaid clam. It's not happening ever.
No. I'd use that clam for perts. It's like, yeah. But we also got, the Up House, earlier this year. It's not part of the 100, but Carl, he's a fire fig too.
Oh, 100%. And I think that's what I'm saying. There's so many. So let's just go through here in descending value. This is, again, brick economy. You could say you could use Bricklink. This kind of factors all that in. And then I looked at eBay and I talked to people. So again, guys, my numbers aren't like ultra scientific, but like it's a pretty good vibe of what's happening out there. So as we mentioned, Rapunzel, Snow White, Prince Charming, Florian, we kind of covered all these. I'm going to zip through in the interest of time. There's that fig, Brent, from the GWP. It's actually 25 currently, even with the re-release.
Wow. And there's
Evil Queen.
Is that the Mickey from the paint from?
Oh yeah, from the art set, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's another one at the top of the screen for those of you that just collect Mickey.
One,
that's another sneaker. So this is from the Disney 100 art set. He's 16 bones, So there's Walt. Mini dolls. Who needs them? Even this, I think, third black and white Mickey moments, because it is unique. There's the gray or whatever is a little different. Just Too Good was telling me the specifics, but it is different, and so that's why it's 10, because it is unique.
That Russell though.
But this Russell though,
yeah,
you talk about something with high upside moments.
No pun intended.
I think Russell at 9's a no brainer. This has got a lot of upside, I think.
He did it again.
What's that?
Upside. Up.
Oh, there you go. It was on purpose. No. It's trying to be punny. I mean, what do you think on this one, right? Russell, and you also said the other, but I mean, $9, there's no way on earth once this retires, this doesn't hit like 15 immediately.
Oh yeah.
And again, guys, it's not to sell it for 15. It's just, if you think you want this, get it before, the price spikes when it retires.
I'm even surprised that Doug isn't even up there. The dog.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's true.
That's all three of those.
Well, neither was Dumbo and Bambi. Maybe it's not in this category, because I don't even think those pieces are in here, because they're not figs technically.
They're figs, but they are figs.
Right.
Minnie always taking the back seat. She's worth $1 less. There's Carl for $8. This set's like what, 48 on the regular now. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting a couple more of them just to sit.
Just to stuff away. You got Tinkerbell, Moana we covered tonight. There's that conductor Mickey. And now we're getting into the $5 sort of range. Is
Winnie the Pooh?
Is Polka Dot Minnie from the train set? She is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all think Winnie the Pooh will appreciate much?
Yeah.
This is just 100. Yeah, I think Winnie the Pooh will do fine.
But for the super chat, thank you, Tiger, for the 199 super chat. We'll talk about Pooh for a second, especially since you super chatted for that 199. So I definitely was like, Nick, the Pooh set is retiring soon. You got special molds for all those characters. I think that's that set itself, the figs for sure. Like, who knows when they're really going to do Winnie the Pooh again, and if they do, probably going to be a little bit different if they're in a cheaper set.
I don't know, man. He's only worn that one red shirt.
They'll find a way.
I mean, if they make other houses for the whole in the Winnie the Pooh series, like a piglet or owl or something, but
makes sense.
If I don't see them doing that in the near future, so.
And I think the Wendy, it's not listed here, but I did look into Wendy because that is another exclusive, and the first time Wendy's been released in minifig form.
Yeah.
I want to say she's like 11, 12. Nothing crazy yet, but definitely the standout reason to grab that Peter Pan diorama.
Yeah.
Speaking of other Disney sets that aren't 100 per se, is I still need to get the Castle Defender set with that freaking Jester Donald Duck, man, and the Knight Mickey.
Yes.
I gotta grab that. I think it's still like floating around on Amazon for like 40 something. I gotta grab that.
It's not bad. That Mickey, I just looked it up tonight. That Mickey, the Knight
Mickey? Yeah.
About $11. Nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
But I
Jester,
think
freaking Donald.
The Jester Donald is the jam in that set.
So dope.
I that's the whole reason why I got that set. I don't
We had Hive convinced to almost buy it. He doesn't even get Disney stuff.
Hive better get it.
Dude, man, this was a long time ago on ACOB, but we had Hive on. We're all trying to convince him to buy Disney, and he's like,
Eric's
I don't know, man. He's like, it might be a 4+ set, but that Jester's kind of looking at me a certain way.
Eric's, yeah, we almost got him to fold. Eric's asking if there's a big price jump on printed pieces. I know a lot of them are on Pick-a-Brick on Lego. Maybe certain ones. I'm not a big parts guy. You know more about this stuff, Moments. Do you think some of the unique printed pieces that can be had on the Pick-a-Brick on the Lego.com version, do you think there could be? Is there any worth grabbing? I don't know yet.
I would. It depends on how many that you're trying to pick up. Like the printed piece for Walt, yes, that one's definitely going to be pretty sought after because it's got Mickey Mouse on it. But it is available in a couple different sets. Like I think it is available in the castle, and I think that it might be available in one other set.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, sorry I couldn't give you a better answer, but I don't really know enough about that, and I didn't do any research on it. What about Pluto? So Pluto was out in the 2021 wave. Remember the 4+ wave?
Yeah.
Moments that had. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I love that set. That set's so rad. But that was, I believe, the Pluto debut. I don't know what he's. I'd imagine he's probably.
Pluto was in the Firehouse first, I think.
Yeah,
so it was a $50.
He's kind of been out a couple of times, but I don't know. I'd probably say he's like 10ish if I had to guess, since he's been out a couple times now.
Yeah,
maybe less because that camper set I was just holding up has been on clearance for like $17
for like 17 years. Yeah,
yeah, and also 17 years and $17.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to pick that thing up.
Yeah, you got to grab one before. Because one other thing to look at is if people are trying to be completionists on anything and you're way into Disney, it's not too crazy, I mean, if you're picking them up as you go, I think there's just over, maybe it's 120 total minifigs, something like that. So it's not too crazy.
That tile is in this set too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right there.
Yep, Brutus just called that out. Good call.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last call, boys. It was a fun ride. Again, this isn't the full-blown ACOB show. We'll have that for you Thursday night. We try to keep it a little bit tight here, but Brent, what are your big takeaways from tonight?
I mean, I gotta say, I love getting, the whole wave of something special, like a Disney 100, or like when Star Wars did the 20th anniversary. So I'm definitely going to try to get all the 100 sets. I mean, I'm going to let the castle breathe for a little bit. I know Lana wants the mini doll one that came with like 1 million mini dolls.
The Princess Battle Pack, yeah, that thing's insane.
So I'm pretty sure I'll get all of them. It just feels right to get all the Disney 100 stuff. All the Disney 100 Lego stuff. There's a ton of other products, but
Brent's turning into a Disney guy. Moments. I don't know if you know this. You know what the thing he wants to do most is? He wants to go on a Disney cruise. He wants to do a double family Disney cruise.
Me and Sean are. I'm trying to make it happen, but I'm like 2027, man. Let's book a Disney cruise.
They're going to be coming out with a couple new boats.
Yeah.
By then, and there's just news that Moana is going to have her own little thing on there. So
As she
you better go
should.
watch Moana.
As she should, yeah. Yeah. So, no, and also, we're going on a family cruise, just a Royal Caribbean cruise in January, but we're going to stop at, we're not going to do the Disney park, but we're going to stop in Disney Springs and spend a day and,
Sure.
play some mini golf, get some Gideon's cookies, wait an hour to get them.
Oh, an hour?
More, even.
Yeah, about 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you get there right when the park opens. But yeah, I'm really excited to go to Disney Springs for a day on our way down to Miami.
That's cool.
So, but yeah, last takeaway though from the Disney 100 stuff, Lego, great job at giving us great stuff to celebrate Disney 100. Do the same for us for next year for Star Wars for the 25th anniversary, please. Please. Good.
I think
GWP
they are.
At least.
Watch the vids. They are actually. You're going to be happy, Brent. I don't know if you've seen it, but they are going to do random, figures in the sets, kind of like they did, for the 20th. So
and seeing them do stuff for episode 1 too is cool because like when Lego Star Wars came out in '99, Phantom Menace was coming out. So I think that ties in, but we'll see how they brand it. The Disney 100 stuff is so nice because all the boxes have that color. You got this nice, You got this nice.
Look at this. Look at this shelf.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is from one of the members of the chat.
Nice.
He said it was funny when I said same shelf, brother.
Same shelf, brother. Yeah, heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you got the Disney 100 on the Mickey.
Look at you celebrating over there.
Yeah.
Had to pick this up.
You got merch.
Moments. I knew you were the perfect guy to have on. I appreciate you coming on. Any closing thoughts? I mean, all this stuff. Did anything surprise you tonight with anything we talked about?
Just that, some of the figures from the Cinderella Castle.
We're that high already.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I mean, the set is probably going to be out for another 6 years or something. So we'll all have a chance to get it, but, just get it when you get it, when you can get it,
There you go. I think I mentioned it, not to be totally redundant, but I think when I assigned myself this this theme for Figanomics this week, I knew there would be some stuff in there, but it was, and again, guys, we kind of scratched the surface. We didn't go over everything. I think we hit a lot of the highs, but I was just stunned at the volume of figures. The CMF series having 18. I think I said 16 on accident earlier. 18 figs there. Probably a dozen, Disney 100 sets all in, including the CMF or the GWP. And most of those have figs. I think the one has mini dolls. It's just, we're coming out our ears here in Disney 100 sets and figs. And I want to say the vast majority of them are exclusives. I think there's a couple of repros and whatnot, but I would probably say 80-90% of them are exclusives. So, and then the quality, I knew that too, but I'm looking at it again, a lot of arm printing, all this stuff that, quite frankly, I still think a figure can be fantastic with none of those extras. But man, you break out an Ernesto and it just does something to a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good googly
moogly. So bad that he's so good.
So, all that combined, just the volume and really, man, a banner year. What can you say? And they need it, right? Disney's not doing so great at the box office. People are kind of iffy on the brand right now. So I think for this arm of Disney, they proud with that. So there you go. That's my thoughts on it. Enjoyed the stream. Good way to run off the Ryan groupies. I kid. Have a good night. We'll have Ryan back. The whole intent was, just to kind of switch it up, get different takes. That's why we had our friend Moments on. We want to kind of bring experts in different spaces in and chop it up with them. Because again, I learn a lot doing this. I can't wait to be till I assign myself Ninjago and I have to get into that world. So
have to send TJ about 50 DMs.
Yeah. But I'm not putting anything on a page until I run it by some experts. some of this stuff I'm all right at, but
Duck and Tej is who we need.
Duck
to
and
guide us.
Tej would be a good combo. So
Ooh,
yeah,
that'll be a fire one.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. For Brent and Mickey and Moments of the Magic, this is Sean the Right Way. And this fun show that we do each and every Tuesday night has been FIGANOMICS. We'll see you in a couple of nights on our main ACOB stream. Until then, peace.